Welcome back learners. We are starting new chapter, that's the chapter 8, body movements. Sit absolutely still. Observe the movements taking place in your body. You must be blinking your eyes time to time. Observe the movements in your body as you breathe. There are so many movements that happens in our body. So in this chapter we will study about those movements in our body as well as in other animals. So let's explore. First of all, let's find out how do animals move from place to place. Here you can see a table in which you can see three columns. First, animal. Second, body part used for moving from place to place. And on the third, how does the animal move? So let's see one by one. First of all, cow uses legs to walk. Human uses legs to walk or run. Snake uses whole body to slither on the ground. Bird, they are having wings and legs. They fly using their wings. They hop or walk on their legs. So it depends on the type of bird. Different bird use different type of movements. Now, insect. Insect has legs and they crawl or creep on the ground. Lastly, fish. They are having fins and they swim in water. Now we have seen different type of body movements in these animals: walk, run, fly, jump, creep, crawl, slither and swim. These are only a few ways in which animals move from place to place. Our next topic is human body and its movement. Students, we are able to bend or rotate our body in places where two parts of body seem to be joined together, like elbow, shoulder, or neck. These places are called joints. Now, press your fingers against the top of your head, face, neck, nose, ear, back of the shoulder, hand, arm, and leg, including the fingers and toes. Do you feel something hard pressing against your fingers? The hard structure are bones, and bones are joined together by the joints. Bone cannot be bent. Only those places where two or more bones are connecting, that is called the joint, and we are able to move or bend only those parts. So let's study more about it. First of all, we will study about ball and socket joint. So let's understand about this joint. Look students, here you can see a picture, and here making a ball and socket joint, you can read the heading here. Suppose you are having a ball, okay, and you have taken a bowl. Now using a paper cylinder, you can move the ball on the entire ball. So here you can see when you will rotate it, it will rotate in this way, clockwise or anti-clockwise entirely. So the same thing happens at ball and socket joint. They allow movement in all direction, and this joint is present at your shoulder and at your thigh. Have a look on the picture. This represents a ball and socket joint. Here you can see this is the thigh bone. It's connected to pelvic through this ball and socket joint. Now it's time to learn next joint. It's pivotal joint. Students, the joint where our neck join the head, that is the pivotal joint. Here in the picture you can see it here. It allows us to bend our head forward, backward, turn the head to our right or left. You can try these movements. So the joint which is allowing you to move your head, to move left, right, up and down, that is the pivotal joint. Let's see the next joint. This is the hinge joint. To understand this joint properly, open and close a door for few time. Okay, when you will open and close, you will observe that there is a hinge that connects with the door and allow you to open the door in a particular direction. You can open or close the door just in one direction. The door can move backward and forward along that. Similarly, these hinge joints, they allow our body parts to move back and forth in particular direction. So this hinge joint that is present at our elbow and knee, while while watching this video, you can just move your elbow up and down, your knee forward and backward. You can understand this movement, this hinge joint. Now let's see what's the next joint. Students, we can classify the joints into two categories. First is fixed joint and second is non-fixed joints. As the name itself suggests, fixed joints are those joints which will not move. Okay, they are fixed. Now, non-fixed joints can move, they can allow the movements, and that's why they are having this name non-fixed joints. Let us understand with the example. Whenever you chew the food, whenever you speak, have observation. Which part of your mouth moves? Is it upper jaw or is it the lower jaw? You can try chewing right now. You will observe that your lower jaw moves while your upper jaw is fixed with the face. So, upper jaw is a fixed joint that has been connected with a fixed joint with the skull, and lower jaw that is having a non-fixed joint. Just because of that, you can move your lower jaw. Now you must be surprised. First time you must have observed this thing. Try it. It's our lower jaw only that's move while our upper jaw is fixed with our skull. So you have seen the two classification of the joints. Let's study more. This is our skull, students. So our skull contains many bones which are connected with each other with fixed joints just to protect the delicate brain that is inside the skull and the lower jaw here. This is the only movable part in our skull. So we can understand fixed and non-fixed joint both having example of skull. Now you can see next thing on your screen is a human skeleton. Students, human skeleton is composed of around 305 bones at the time of birth. The number of bones in skeleton change with age. It decreased to 206 by the adulthood after some bones fuses together. So, our skeleton is a framework of our body. It gives shape to our body and most importantly, it protects our internal organ which are inside them. So in this manner you can see human skeleton here which is made up of many bones, like you can see skull, ribs, pelvic bone, shoulder bone, finger, toe, legs. So all these connect together to make our skeleton. Without the skeleton you must be just a jelly type. Just, just because of skeleton we get the shape of human which you are familiar about. So now we will understand each and every bone one by one. Students, you can touch your hand to feel the type of bone you are having. Okay, the fingers, they are called the carpals. You can see that there are many joints in them. Okay, when you just bend them. But the better way to get the perfect image of bone, that is the X-ray image. Here on your screen you can see X-ray image of ankle and knee joint. So you can easily see how they look. And it's a picture of bones of hand. Now the next thing on your screen, that's the rib cage, and here you can see the backbone. We will understand both of them one by one. Students, rib cage, it join the chest bone and backbone together to form a box. Okay, there are 12 ribs on each side of the chest here. Both 12, both side you can see 12 ribs. So The most important thing here is our lungs and heart. It's located inside the rib cage. Here we are having our lungs, and at the center it's our heart, which is inclined over the left lung. Just because of that, you heard your heartbeat on the left side. Now, here you can see backbone. If you will observe, starting from your neck and down toward your back, you can feel a hard structure, that is the backbone. It is made up of many small bones called vertebra, and the backbone consists of 33 vertebra. Just because of these, you can bend your back, otherwise, it would be stiff. So, rib cage is also joined with this backbone. Let's move to the next thing. Here students, you can see the shoulder bone that connects our shoulder to the say chest cavity. Here shoulder bone. This is the pelvic bone. Pelvic bone is that bone which on which you sit. Okay, they encloses the portion of your body below the stomach. Now we have seen these things. Now it's time to understand cartilage. For understanding this, we can do one easy thing. Feel your ear. Do you find any hard bone part that can be bent? Yes, you will find. There, there do not seem to be any bone here, isn't it? It seems very flexible when you just bend your upper ear. So this upper ear consists of cartilage here. But when you press your earlobe, this is just a muscle. So this is the cartilage. Students, our skeleton is also made up of cartilage. There is just one difference between bone and cartilage, and that is cartilage is flexible, you can bend it, but bones cannot be bent, they are not flexible. And even cartilage is present in our joints. So, we have seen all these things. Now, the next and last topic for today is what makes the bone to move. We are able to move our bones, but what is the reason behind it? Now we will observe it. Here you can see this reddish portion, that is our muscle. Okay, so the muscles allow bone to move. When the muscle contract, they become shorter, stiffer and thicker and pull the bone. Muscle always work in pair. You can see two muscles here, so both work in pair. When one of them contract, the bone is pulled in that direction, the other muscle relax at that time. To move the bone in opposite direction, the relaxed muscle contract to pull the bone toward original position while the first relaxes. So in this manner, both the muscle work in pair to move the bones, and you are able to move your body parts. You can lift your notebook, pen, paper, and you can write. Now, one important thing you must know is a muscle can only pull, it cannot push. Thus, two muscles have to work together to move your bones. So students, we have seen different type of joints that are present in our body. Then we have seen our skeleton and the components, basically all the bones which are present in our skeleton, later on the cartilage, and now how the bones of our body moves. So revise these topics. In this chapter there is lot to explore, which we will do in the part 2. That's all for today. Keep learning.